Hi, everybody. We are on the visual schedules page, and here you have seen a video on visual schedules and just what they are from a learning specialist's point of view. And then there's some information about that down here. And at the bottom, there's a section for what we call mini schedules or schedules within a schedule. And with me, I have Andrea Steinberg. She is a mental health provider here in Jeffco. And before I ask you about mini schedules, is there anything you want to add to how you use visual schedules at your school?
Sure. I just really like using visual schedules as a way to help build kids' confidence. I think it gives them some control over their day. It makes them feel like they know what's coming and feel a little bit more independent about what they're doing. So I think it's a really good strategy for that sort of social emotional piece as well.
Oh, good perspective. Okay, so then let's jump into mini schedules. So a mini schedule is what I kind of think of as like an agenda. So we know that we're in reading, let's say, but a mini schedule will tell us exactly what's happening in reading. An example that you'll see a lot in general education is the daily five in reading. So we're in reading, but then here are the things that we're going to be doing today within that reading block. And you use mini schedules. Would you talk to us about the mini schedules that you're using?
Yes, so we are using a visual schedule, and then within that, underneath the flaps, and I'll show you, we have a mini schedule within that that sort of helps our kiddo with what to do when they're in each subject. So for example, during reading time, they might have somebody come in, depending on what day it is, and they would put our face there. We have little faces for when we come visit. And then also within reading, their teacher might say, first you're going to do Clever and Lexia. Well, Clever is how you get to Lexia. And then you're going to go to your Into Reading book and read a story. So those would be the two sort of things on her agenda for that day. And then that afternoon, they might be in writing. And so in addition to knowing who's going to come help them and what they need to do, we can also use this for what materials. So she might need a color and a pencil. And then also when she's writing, she might need to get her Chromebook for that day. And so her teacher can just stick that in there and let her know what they're going to be using materials wise also.
I love that. So not only what they're going to be doing and in what order, but the materials that they're going to need to help them, and then the steps that they're going to complete within each subject. The thing that we didn't mention are those clocks over there to the side, which is another great executive function strategy to help a kid know when they're doing it and how long they're doing it for. That's a great visual. I love that for time management.
Thanks. And it's hard to see the ending spot. You can see it in person. I have a red line right here so that they know that's the end of that time. And then they can just look at the clock. And even if they're not sure what time that is, they should be able to track and see sort of how much time they have and where that big hand is. The other thing is this can be laminated and teachers can write also or draw pictures. So if we have not come up with the visual that we need, then they can also just write, like right here, we can just have a laminated spot for them to say a first then, or just here's your activity that you need to be doing.
That's a great idea because you have to be flexible in school, right? If nothing else, you have to be flexible. So that's great that you can leave it open-ended so that anybody can write in there what they're going to be doing. Okay, is there anything else that we want to say for mini schedules?
I think that pretty much covers it. Oh, I will say this noise is a little distracting and these are not working so well. So we're actually going to switch to magnets, which hopefully will alleviate that concern if kids are distracted by the noise. And I think that's it.
That's a good idea. Okay, well, thank you so much for all of that.